beep. What is up, ninjas? My name is Sam World, and don't say I don't love you guys because I sprained my back this Saturday when I went to go see Fisher play live. Maybe it was this damn song we're gonna recreate the bass for, but my lower back is aching. I'm here making a tutorial for you guys, at least get one out for the week, guys, but I am crippled. I am walking like a goddamn old man. Now today, guys, we're gonna be doing the most requested bass line I've gotten from you guys, and that is the Deceiver bass line. Chris Lake, Green Velvet. Great song, heard it live, it was banging. Maybe that's when my back's messed up. I went too low when the beat dropped, I don't know. So today we're gonna be learning how to create this bass line inside of Serum, which is actually pretty simple. Now, I'm gonna be showing you guys two ways to do this, as I feel either one of these is the way Chris Lake did it. The first way is utilizing two layers, so we're gonna utilize two instances of Serum. One of them is gonna be widened, while the other one is gonna be more of the mono layer that is in the center of the track. And then the second layer, And then the second way is going to be just by doing it all in one preset, which gets us really close to what Chris Lake has. Either one of these will work. The thing that is tricky about this bass, however, guys, is going to be that it does have some width to it. So that's the main thing that we have to be on the lookout for. As you guys know, a lot of low end shouldn't be that wide, as it sounds a little bit loose and you can get a little bit out of phase or lose a bit of phase correlation in your track. And as always, guys, if you want to support my channel, check out evilsounds.com. I might need some back surgery for this, but you know, just kidding. I do have a tech house pack coming out, guys, with sample pack construction kits, sounding for Serum. It's gonna be coming out at the end of this month. It's gonna be one of the bigger packs that I've released this year, as I am including samples on this, but it's gonna have everything you guys need to make tech house, like your favorite artists, and it's gonna be more specialized in the sound of Chris Lake, Noizu, Chris Lorenzo, that dirty stuff. So make sure to check it out, and let's get started with this tutorial, fam. All right, guys, and welcome inside of Ableton. Now, in creating this bass line, we are going to be utilizing two waveforms, the square and the saw. If you watch my previous tech house bass tutorials, you guys know you can't go wrong with that. Now, this is going to have a bit of a variation that is different, that I'm going to be explaining to you guys on how it works and why it sounds a certain way. But in essence, it's still going to be the same old tech house bass that we know, with just a few added variations. Now, as you guys know, we go with the square bassline or the square wavetable because it's going to be the heavier wavetable. A lot of people are put off by it because when they hear it, it sounds fairly heavy, especially with no filter on. You know, it sounds very electro house bassline. However, once we lower it down, we start to get more of a sub that you can actually hear in lower keys. For instance, if I play a low C right now, you can actually hear it. Now, if I have a sine, you can barely hear that. So the square is better for those kind of keys. However, here we're going to be utilizing a square, and then we're going to utilize a saw layered up an octave. Now this is going to allow us to get a little bit more of those mid lows in. So if I get rid of it, it gives a little bit of a lift. And again, if I play in that low C, you can see how much body it just gives to the bass in those low frequencies. Now, this MIDI that we have for the song isn't going to be hitting those low notes besides the E. However, we are going to need this saw up here. And the reason for that is that it's going to play a crucial role in the layer of this sound. Next thing we're going to do is make this punchy, guys. And this is a very important part. Whenever you're trying to make a punchy bass, lower the sustain down lower than 100. You can have it not hit 0 dB like here. However, I always like going there. However, if your bass is going to hit and you want it to still sustain, then it's better to have the sustain be like around halfway or so, where you still get that decay, that change in volume going from max volume down. Decay controls how long that takes. But just in case you still have that note sustain and you still want to feel a bit of power, you will be able to do it. Okay, the next thing now is the secret to the sound itself. And the secret is going to be to add a bit of resonance to the sound. We're going to increase the drive just to make up for the fact that when we add resonance or boost that area where the cutoff starts, you tend to see like this resonance comes up and everything before it just gets pushed down in volume. So we kind of want to bring that up. And then we're going to add an envelope 2, which is going to open it up for us. Now it's starting to get close to what we need. However, we need to get this right. So we're going to lower the cutoff down. So depending on where you go with this, you can go with MG-Low 24, which is going to be a stricter filter. Essentially, as you can see, when I switch between them, 12, 18, and 24, our filter just opens up more the lower the number. Very important that you pick the right one for the vibe you want. You can see we get a better vibe with that MG Low 18, so I'm going to go with that one, a resonance set here. Now, when you hear the Chris Lake track, it has a bit of a stereo vibe, and I actually ran into a couple of analyzers and got rid of the mono signal on it and just left the stereo. And this bass, this top layer is actually going to be in stereo. Now, the way you create that in a synth is by adding 2 unison or 2 voices, 2 saws coming out of this guy. When we have that now, Serum is essentially what it's going to do is it's going to grab each one and pan left and right on it. In essence, that's what's going to help create this sound. Now, we can mess with the resonance a bit more. Okay, now a couple more things to do is if you're going to have a bass like this guy that's going to be playing mono and only has 1 unison of voice, it's always a good idea to put that RM phase down just so that it maintains the power on every hit and it doesn't sound like every hit sounds different. So that's going to create a retrick for us where it always starts in the same position, so we always get the same sounding square. Here you can add a bit of mono legato always as well to glide that. Whenever you hear clicks, it's usually due to like your attack and release settings. So if you feel like you don't like that, you can always add a bit more attack and release to get rid of it. From here, we can add a bit of distortion. Now, the other cool way to create this effect, but make it sound a little bit cleaner and give you more access to more freedom, it's to just do the opposite of what we did here. So instead of having 2 layers, we're going to have this one be the low end. And now we're just going to duplicate that. And then the second layer, we're going to add a low cut. And then we're just going to create the same sound we created before. So that's going to help us out. So here we're going to get that stereo layer, 2 voices. So that way when we get them together, you get more of a nicer vibe. You get more of that stereo-ness with it. And it still sounds good. Now, essentially, you can also just have the Haas effect applied on it, but I feel like it sounds like it has a totally different vibe. But that's also another possibility that you can do with this bass. The only thing we need to do to this bass from here is just add a EQ on it to kind of get rid of the highs. And the cool thing about this now is that your low end, your low bass hits can have like a very different sound. And what I mean by that is they could be a little bit longer. They could be not as staccato-ish. And you can have this bass just get pluckier if you want. And you can also move this up to get that nice vibe that Chris Lake gets in the song as he automates in the build-ups and whatnot. And with that, guys, that's going to be the end of the tutorial. Hopefully you got something out of learning how to create the Deceiver bass line by Chris Lake. In essence, it's all about the resonation and the 2 layers of bass lines we have. With resonation, we can also create some cool bass fills. For instance, here we have a high attack on both. You can create nice little fills like so, or do crazy stuff. Also create kind of lazy and a variation of the lead that he has in the drop, which I can make a future tutorial if requested for that. But anyways, you guys take care, guys. My back is hurting like a itch. I still have to edit this video, but I hope that this video was good for you guys. I wanted to get something out today, just in case I can't do it for the rest of the week, as my lower back, like I said, is sprained and it's hurting like hell. But anyways, I'll see you guys next time. You guys take care and peace out.